Well, hello, America. You have the Ukrainian president here today. This is September the 18th. How about that? 2014. And he's asking for aid from the United States. He's up there in D.C. asking for aid to help fight Russia. So now you're going to sell your soul to the Americans, the United States, in the form of aid, and now you belong to them, or you will. You already do, probably. In reality, you do. They own everything. Now then, I just listened to CNN and I turned it off, and whatever it's, what time is it? 10:15. Whoever's the great host there on CNN. All that comes out of this American press is a bunch of lies. The arrogant, no good, lousy liars. And she's talking about the United States doing this, doing that. They'll go over and bomb this one. They'll send troops in here, take out ISIS. But what really got me was the fact that she's calling all these other people crooks, killers, every dirty name in the book. And I thought, honey, you're talking about yourself and the Americans. God bless you straight to where you belong, and that's hell. And I know this is not popular, but then you haven't walked in my shoes in this country and been kidnapped and brought here in every vile act in the book done to you. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. There's a young lady in Charlottesville, Virginia that's missing, Hannah Elizabeth Graham. Hannah is a nickname for Margaret. That's my name. I was brought here, kidnapped from Buckingham Palace. On other videos I put on for over a year. They gave me the name of Peggy, which was the name of a twin. Both twins were dead, Peggy and Carl. Carl Preston Dempsey. They were illegitimate, born out of wedlock. I was brought over here in 41 and given the name of Peggy, which is a nickname for my real name, Margaret. But anyway, this is one of the murders. The United States is into mind control, have been for a long time, and they leave all this weaponry they have. But let me focus on this. I've been telling about the mind control murders since I wrote a book in 76 and had antifreeze put in the April Fool Day of 80. After all, this is a April Fool joke. Kidnap the real monarch and place your military, the United States, all over Great Britain and use us to take down the other countries and hold us hostage. Now then, where did I get back to here? It's so sick to me, the whole, and so I might as well just put this up, right? Because no words can describe them. They're arrogant. They won't tell. Oh, yeah, I did want to get back to this. This young lady, I hope it was staged, and I hope she's alive. I'm beginning to think not. But I've told about the mind control murders, programming and modifying behavior, and making people act in ways that is not, it's not them. You can make them commit murders, mass, or one or two, or look like suicide. Deaths appear of natural cause is what they do. And how do you prove it? Mind control is invisible. So the young lady, her name's Hannah Elizabeth Graham. So what they're using is the Margaret Elizabeth, and that's me, my name Margaret, and Elizabeth is the illegal person posing as the monarch there now. They sold out Great Britain and allowed the takeover by the United States, these great people. So long as you don't tell the truth, they love you. As long as they're bullying you and taking everything you have and telling you how grateful you should be to them, they like you. But anyway, this young lady is missing from Charlottesville. She was going to college there. There's been a list of them. I could go on and on. At one point, they saw her last Friday night into Saturday morning in Charlottesville at a pub, Irish pub, and she was supposedly intoxicated to a degree, and she went down Preston Street. And Carl Preston, they used the names in the mind control murders patterns. Carl Preston Dempsey was the twins' name, so the Preston they're taking from that. So I could go on and on. On the surface, it looks like, well, you can bring in anything. It's the synchronicity and the timing, just like in the media here has known this in Atlanta, Huntsville, about my kidnapping before I knew it, but about the murders. I've told them and beat their doors down. Morgan Harrington is one of them. She was went to school at Virginia Tech, but she was taken from Charlottesville. She was there at a concert, metallic concert, and they found her body later. So there's a long list of where it's a single murder and kidnapping. But the point I wanted to get to, there are some people in the United States that have tried to help. Most of them find it comical. This has been done in plain sight to me. And I wish it would be laid out so people had to watch it and see how the Americans react. A policeman in Charlottesville actually choked up. By the way, she's British. Hannah, did I say that? Elizabeth Graham is a British student. She's from Great Britain, England, and she's going to the University of Virginia. And he choked up and like he cares. I have had the cops, I have had the citizens here seriously laugh in my face and hate me and do every vile act in the book because I'm British. And the pain and suffering that I have gone through, my parents, my country, my children, I don't even know where they are, Mark and Scott. And, you know, you have selective tears. They hate me for telling them what they've done to me or doing to me. They made a beggar out of me and a pauper. And that's what Larry Flint put in Hustler magazine in an editorial back April of '84. I'd run in a campaign, and Larry Flint had been taken to Lawrenceville, Georgia while I was doing the book. And the person that programmed and killed his attorney in Lawrenceville and shot him was programmed by the people, and I was writing about in the book when they used antifreeze, and they've done everything in the book. That's just one episode out of my life, and I should have died. So if you think I'm rambling, I'm not bringing anything showing my dad's picture where they had him marrying Wallace Warfield Simpson, an American spy, and it was a double that married Wallace Simpson. And my father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, born here in this country, I'm sorry to say. But anyway, the whole thing was the United States take down Great Britain and use us, we're hostages, both of us, use us to fight their wars and die for them. You know, it's sickening. I can't watch it, the arrogant CNN, all of them, the media here. They're a bunch of lying thugs. I wish the day would come when the truth were laid out and the whole world had to see it for what it is.